Good morning. Happy Monday, Manifest Monday, right? Yes. Okay, the 22nd. How about those glutes, you guys? Those of you who join the workout, Mondays is glute day. Every Monday will be glutes and hamstrings. That's how we're going to work it for the rest of the month. And that's how it'll be for the rest of the next 90 days. We're going to do glutes and hamstrings on Monday. So those of you who are joining our daily workouts, we work out a different muscle group every day. And that's how it works, because you want to give that muscle group an entire week to recover. But we have super xanthan, so it won't be as long for us to recover. It'll only be a couple hours compared to most people who work out. Woo, all right, great. Good morning, Aaliyah. Yay! Tyne, you want to introduce your new brand partner? So proud of you.
Hi, everyone. I want everyone to give Aaliyah a nice, warm Purium welcome.
Tell us
I'm
about
so happy she joined with us. She just jumped on right away. It was one of those, and you're going to get this too, Aaliyah. It was just one of those manifesting moments where I just connected with the right person who was looking for the same thing that we're all kind of doing right now, which is like the community and the education. And she's already a regeneration coach. She already practices it, which I thought was amazing. And and we have so much in common. She has kids, I have kids. And it was funny because it was all through the internet. And Aaliyah, you can plug yourself too, because I'd love to hear your feedback. But it was all through the internet, and we were just talking. But I got the vibe right off of Facebook, and we just connected right away. She was already doing so many things that are really similar to what we're already doing with Purium. And she had the same kind of energy as me. It was really cool. We really synced a lot in a lot of ways. And I'm just really excited to have her on board. And she's really she's already she already got her first post in the day. I think Friday she started. And she's such a go-getter. This is what I love about her. She literally got her her points in that day on Friday. She just put all her posts out. I'm like, oh my God, she's ready to go.
yes.
And here, yeah. So I'm really excited. She has really good energy. Aaliyah, can she say hi a little bit too?
Of course, Aaliyah, come on and say hello.
Hi.
Welcome, Aaliyah.
I got my 50 people call list done already.
You are amazing. She's ready for this marathon. She is ready for this marathon. So Aaliyah actually started her own Facebook group already. Like, you just hit the ground running. It's kind of duplicating. Shuri did the same thing. She started her business and started her Facebook group right away. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Aaliyah. Welcome to the team.
Hi, I'm a regenerative detox specialist. I studied at the International School of Regenerative Detoxification. And I'm also an author. I wrote a book about me and you, Tyne. It's like a book for parenting.
Very cool.
And, yeah. And I'm also currently working on a book for first-time dads. And yeah, I kind of started a publishing business too. So yeah. That's another reason why I wanted to work for you guys, because I wanted to make some money for that publishing business. So, yeah.
Great. That's good to know. I think dads need a lot more support. They're not given as much credit and support as moms are. So thank you for doing that. That's awesome.
And my husband has OCD and ADHD, and I would like to help him too, through this.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we'll get him detoxed and chelated and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was muted too. So I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. And so today we're going to talk about a couple of things. I'm going to just list all the things we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk with Tyne about a script that she has for the mini marathon. So we are on this Purium marathon. You can earn 250 points per week if you call 50 people each week. So you can call 50 people this week, earn 250 points. They had it last week at the end of the week too. Some people made it. and then next week, starting on Monday, you can also call another 50 people, Monday through, I think the week ends on Wednesday or Thursday. So you have like 4 days next week to also call 50 people and earn another 250 points. So this is a great way to collect points. And This is only for brand partners. This is not for customers. These calls must only be brand partner calls. So all you have to do is fill out the tracking sheet, which is on the boards app, on the Purium boards app under fresh and new. Click May Marathon. Okay, under fresh and new on the Purium app. And then from there, you're going to print out the tracker, write down the names of every person you call and their phone numbers. And some of them might be on Instagram, some of them might be on Facebook, but you're going to call them. You're going to set up a call and call them. And oh my gosh, my boyfriend's hopping on. I love it when he hops on. Anyway, and so these are only, hi Tony. So these are only going to be calls to people about the business. So you're going to make only business calls this week for 50 calls, and that's 250 points. So Tyne has done business to business sales. So she's going to actually share with us a script. And then also once we talk about it, Tyne can put that script in the chat so you can see what the script is and how you're going to talk to people. So Tyne has been helping Aaliyah make a list of 50 people that are like business owners, right? Tyne, like people who are, you know, in the yoga or in health. Can you share a little bit about who's in your contact list of the 50 people you're going to call this week?
For me or for Aaliyah?
For you.
Okay. Well, Aaliyah actually sourced all those leads on her own, by the way. So I just kind of gave her some instruction on who to go after. So this is probably for everyone because I work best when I work with people that I can connect with and I'm relatable with, right? So my ADD group that we started an ADD neurodivergent group, and I can relate to that. And I'm just getting people talking to me all the time. So I think that's important. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way, but I think if you just want ease and comfort for yourself, maybe start there before you start going to the harder stuff. But I'm connecting with, for me, and it's because this is brand partners, think about your ideal partner, right? So you want a brand partner that's going to be selling to other people, that's constantly going to be bringing in products. So think about that. I mean, what kind of people do that? Aaliyah is a coach, so that's a perfect person to want to do that. I'm a coach. I'm going to have clients that want my product, that are want to do a cleanse. They're going to want to do this consistently, right, off and on. Sherry's also a coach. So I'm like, well, that's probably the very first place to go to. Try those nutritional coaches, try going after the regenerative coaches, people that are specifically doing something that you can connect with too, because Aaliyah, she's perfect. She knows the lingo. I don't have to really train her on Purium or what we do. She's already there. She already understands it, right? So go for the coaches. How about like some practitioners, bodywork practitioners? Do they have products on their shelves that they can, you know, sell to people? So just, you know, and when you do that, the floodgates open. When I told Aaliyah, hey, you know what? You're going to want to connect with people that you can vibe with, right? Because it's all a vibe attraction tribe here. This is what we're doing right now, right? So if you, in order to do that, I want you to like, and Rachel does this too. She tells you to kind of visualize your ideal anything, right? So visualize your ideal client. Who do you want to work with? And then realize that when people say no to you, they're probably not for you. And that doesn't mean that they're not prospects. Maybe hand them over to the people around you and see who can connect with them, right? And that's what I used to do when I was doing sales. I'm like, we would have scripts. We would have like scripts of, not scripts, but we would have like lists of people, and we would all work on a list, but not everybody, one list would really suck for someone. And guess what? We'd hand it down to the next person. And guess what? That next person, for some reason, thrived on that script or that list. So don't ever think that it's not like an actual prospect. It just might not be for you. So that's what I've been doing. I just been to like imagine and visualize who you want your actual customer to be, and then find them. And for me, it's been like coaches and practitioners, yoga instructors, those kind of people.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to join you here in the Zoom. We're going to talk together. So this is great. So nutrition coaches, regenerative health coaches, body workers, chiropractors are people who might want to also add this into what they're already doing. So if you're going to, you know, make a list of people, you know, or go through a phone book even and talk to people, not a phone book. I don't think people have phone books these days, but you can go on the internet and do searches for people in your area or people not in your area and just like call chiropractors, call body workers, or ask for suggestions from friends, ask friends to recommend, who do you know who's like a body worker or a chiropractor or a nutritionist or a naturopath, or someone who might want to add better nutrition into their practice. Acupuncturist. I mean, I have an acupuncturist on my team. I have a Chinese medical herbalist on our team, medical doctor and herbalist on our team. I've also got, we've got all different kinds of people who are on our team who are in the health profession. I have an RN nurse who's got a doctorate on our team. And so these are all people who have joined our team who are adding this into their practice already. So it's really something that even doctors, naturopath doctors, homeopath doctors, I have a homeopath who's like really into these products. So this is definitely, these are people that you can contact. So make your list. You want to make your list of 50 and you want to call all those. Now they have to be phone calls. It's not about, you don't have to write them down only if they say yes. You're just writing down every phone call you make. Okay, so some of these people you may have to, hey Tony, so some of these people you may have to, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to Tyne. And so Tyne, why don't you share the script that is that you've created, and then we can like adapt it and work with it as necessary. But this script, we're going to pretend that we're talking to health coaches, or that we're talking to any of the people we just mentioned. And now you could also talk to a real estate agent. You could talk to anybody and say, are you looking for a second stream of income? Okay. But right now, we're going to go with what Tyne says here.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and I have a link for it, and I'm going to put it in Team Alchemy. Is that okay?
Just put it in the chat.
Okay. I have to do it on this phone. So that'll be a moment, but I can go through this real quick. Do you want me to go through the whole script with you, or just kind of?
Let's go through the whole script.
Okay. And just, I always like to give people a background because I don't want them to get lost in what I'm doing. So when I do anything, like I make a script, think of it like a map, okay? And there's two destinations in this case. The map is trying to get one either to the Zoom call or directly to Rachel. So this is how the script went. I'm basically having two different types of things. And I guess the first thing you really want to do is, people really love to talk about themselves. So before you even start selling, ask questions first, and listen. And that's one of the things we don't really do as salespeople. That's so important, that I got in trouble because I'm a talker. They're like, there's a moment where you have to shut up and just listen. They literally said, like, no, just shut up, zip it. My boss was like, zip it, like every time he walk around and he'd hear me talking. And you have to have that long pause, because that person needs to think. They need to think about what you just said. So when you're like reading the script, and I literally put listen in there, please just be quiet. You're not going to lose them. You're actually giving them some time to process what you said. So I just want to
interject right there. I just want to pause and say that my team is used to this. We call it the cliffhanger. Yeah. The cliffhanger is when you stop talking and let them think, and don't get nervous and then try to fill in the uncomfortable space. You got to let there be some pause and conversation, and let there be some space. Go ahead.
Exactly. So I started off with, hi, my name is whatever your name is, and I use Regenerative Nutrition Company as our company. And I was wondering, do you have any clients that come to you asking for help for pain, energy, hormonal balance, sleep, weight, or loss? There's my pause. And there's a yes or no. So if there's yes, okay, well, what plan of action do you normally suggest to them? Listen, we're listening. And then if they say no, this is getting them to talk further, right? You're getting it. So if they say no, well, what kind of conditions do you normally deal with? Listen, and then go back to that. Well, what plan of action do you normally take with those people then? And notice how during this time, I don't sound like I'm reading, even though I am reading. It don't sound like a robot. I hate people. I used to train, and I would make people go, hey, rewrite the script. I don't say, you can say, yo, homie, what's up? Say whatever makes sense to you and feels right, because if you sound like a robot, you will get shut down so badly. It will not even be fun. So I just try to keep that natural flow. And then you listen. So there's going to be two situations when they're talking about their plan of action, like what do I do with my clients when they have an issue? One's going to be if it's diet related or if it's not diet related, right? So the next one is if it's diet related, you go, oh, that's great. It sounds like you have some diet related solutions. Would you be interested in learning about our natural regenerative nutrition program? It's whole foods, organic, vegan, and gluten-free. And we also offer some free nutritional training and fitness programs that you and your clients are definitely, free to join. So that's if they're diet related. And the yeses and nos are really similar to me. That's because you're just really, it's a map. You're really just trying to go to one different way. So if it's not diet related, you go, wow, all your solutions sound really great, but it sounds like you might be missing something like a diet related solution that could probably have some really good impact on your clients and clients' health and well-being. Would you like to implement maybe another strategy that uses regenerative nutrition? It's whole foods, organic, gluten-free, and we also offer free training and fitness programs. I think your clients would really love this. And you kind of be quiet a little bit, let them think about what you just said. Sometimes they might say, what did you just say? You might have to, don't go by the script 100%. Be ready for the unimaginable, okay? Be ready for things that are, and have something, start writing notes. See, this is just what is that? It's the guidelines, they're not the whole thing. So you're listening now, how about silence? And then they might say, no, not interested, or I don't know. So if they say that, go, well, I understand you probably don't know too much about our company right now, but the success stories and breakthroughs are really remarkable, and your clients are probably really going to love this program. You know what? We have a free informational Zoom coming up next Saturday. It's a panel of neuropath health and nutrition coaches, and they're really informative. I can RSVP you for an event. It's available on Facebook, and I can send you an invite and reminder. Is this your cell phone? Notice how I didn't ask them a yes or no question at this point. Notice how the question was just like kind of leading, not forcing, because there's a difference between like, hey, do this. It's more like, can I do this for you? I mean, we have this, it's free. Is this something I make me like, you want, and make it very like approachable and nice, because at this point, we're not even trying to sell them. We're just trying to inform them, right? So that's if they say no. If they say yes, you're already halfway there. Okay, you guys are already happy. If they say yes, to go, I'm excited. You're interested in learning about, more about regenerative health. The success stories and breakthroughs are really remarkable. Your clients are going to love the program. So we have this free Zoom coming up next Saturday. So here we go. I'm repeating what I just said, right? It's a panel of neuropath health and nutrition coaches, and it's really informative. I can RSVP you for our next event. It's available on Facebook, so I can send you an invite and reminder via text. Is this your cell phone? And Aaliyah was worried that they would not give you their cell phone. If they don't, that's okay. But most of the time, most people aren't really going to mind. They're already saying yes to all of this. The cell phone thing, you just have to realize that, realize you're a business person. Don't think you're out there to scam people, because I think that's our fear. We're doing something and we feel kind of like, oh my God, I'm shenanigans. No, this is a business. If you run a business, I worked for high-tech companies. None of this should, this is an actual product to people that could be valuable to them. This shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable. You just have to keep practicing to the point where it doesn't feel bad, right? So, well, that's why you will probably have to do the script like couple of times. So let's say they say, okay, no, I don't have Facebook. Well, then there's the option number 2. Well, that's okay. We can schedule a group call with you and our team leader, Rachel. There I go. I got the group call now. I just totally script the Zoom call, right? And we can give you a brief info session over the phone. Is this your cell phone? Listen and get the cell phone. And then you just tell them, it's not going to take any more than 1 to 5 hours, and you schedule the call. And there you go. You got a call, right? And just remind them that they're going to
1 to 5 hours. 1 to 5 hours.
1 to 1.5 hours. So 1.5 hours. Sorry, 1.5. I'm literally reading off my script. And you know what's funny? When I say something weird like that, I will laugh it off. I'm like, oh no, I'm sorry. I use mommy brain as an excuse all the time. I have mommy brain. I apologize. Make yourself relatable. If you make a mistake, laugh about it. If anything, that person's gonna go, God, they're human. They make mistakes. Because most people are not perfect. I mean, if you know some perfect people out there, let me know, but I'm not. And
I
if
would
anything,
maybe, I would maybe say 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay. I'll go ahead and change that.
Like
So,
half an hour to 45 minutes, you know?
so you can copy the script and paste it, just edit it as you please. Cause yeah, this is mostly this is my script, really.
Yeah.
I didn't know Rachel was gonna have me share it, but I'm happy to help the team.
Thank you so much for offering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really great.
So
Good. Keep
then
going.
we're at the very end where, definitely be very grateful. You want them to leave feeling really good. Okay, not like, oh my God, what just happened? You just want them to, because most of the time people make decisions and they're not really sure. And you just want to leave them off feeling just kind of comfortable and that, because I really am doing it for people's well-being. And they go, thanks so much for your time. I'm glad you're coming to our Zoom. I think you're really going to like it. And just once again, remind them that you're going to, remind them on via text or on Facebook. And you also want to let them know you're going to be sending them some success stories. That's our 5 to 7 point contact, right? That Rachel was talking about. So
5 to 7 exposures.
Yeah. So just remind them that way they're not like, oh, what's going on? Just let them know I'm sending this so that way you can get more acclimated with our company. And then if they say no, I always give it like a 3 when I hear them, because I'm always listening how many times they've said no. They say 3 times, like 1, 2, 3. I go 3 strikes, I'm out. If they say no 3 times, they're not ready or they're just not hearing you and they're not going to listen anyway. So you'll just kind of be like, well, thank you so much for your time. Maybe I'll come and follow up with you later. Never like shut it down like, oh, I give up. Just like, it means they're not ready. They might be on the bathroom. You have no idea what they're doing. They might have their kids running around and they're flustered. So never assume that a no is a no, because I've called people several times and sometimes it was like the 5th call where they actually had time to talk to me, or 10th even. I mean, you just have to keep trying. So
Well, it might be a good idea to ask them like, when's a good time to talk, right? And
yes.
So when they'll have time to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. That's perfect. I should add that too. If you guys want to type it in there, or I could type it in there too, but add that, what she said. And also make a list of rebuttals. So as you're going through the calls, you're going to get the no's. Make a list of rebuttals. That way, because that's what I would do. This is a new script for me, but I'm going to start listing what people, and I like it. We have Rachel. Hey, Rachel, what do I do when this person says this? Write that down. The next time you get that excuse, you use that rebuttal. So you're kind of learning as you're making your calls. I'm excited about the 50 calls because I'm like, I can do this. It's more my deal than even the Facebook one. The Facebook's good too, but so yeah.
So let's slow down a little bit. This was really, really rich. That was so great. And so in a way, like it kind of sounds like a script for a telemarketer. And so we want to really like just honor that, like, we're here to serve, we're here to help people. And the reason it sounds like a telemarketer is because it's a script. And so really you're going to get, every one of you is going to be genuine and do you. So obviously there's no variations in the script because it's a script. And so you want to allow there to be conversation. Like if you might say, like, oh, you're a chiropractor, and I was just, wanting to get in touch because I was wondering, I can't remember what the script is. I don't have it in front of me, but like, do you have a nutrition, do you ever have people who are struggling? Like I would probably ask a chiropractor, do you ever have people who are struggling with pain, who even with chiropractic, like it seems like their progress is really slow and they might need some, additional help with inflammation? Like I might ask that question and then say, what do you offer when somebody has problems with inflammation and pain? And then when you share, this is really important. So like when you share, I'm going to unpin you for a second time. When you share about, and you ask them if they have a nutrition program or if they'd be interested, remember, get ready to share stories, because your tools are stories. Sharing stories of people who recovered from pain, people who've had help with pain, like Kat, her pain has lessened. Okay. You have other people on the team. You have Shree's husband's story of gout and coming out of pain. You have stories of pain in the Core 4 nutrition group. So you can also offer to add them. If you're talking to them through a Facebook chat, offer to add them to the nutrition group so they can see some stories. Can I add you to a group where you can, may I add you to a group where you can like see some stories of people who are sharing their recovery using this nutrition protocol? So remember to use the tools that we already have. May I send you a video so you can learn a little bit more about how this nutrition works with helping people relieve pain? Then you can send them the fibromyalgia video, right? So so make sure that you're following the duplication that this company offers, because the duplication is powerful. So the script is going to just help you get into conversation, but once you're in the conversation, the way this works is to offer 3 exposures to stories that actually where people have had success, 3 success stories. That's how you do this business, is you want to offer 3 success stories, or offer them a Zoom, like Tyne said. It's like share a Zoom. And now, do we have a Zoom on the calendar that does have a panel of nutritionists? Because that's cool, but do we actually have it, or are we going to create that? Do you actually have that in place, Tyne?
Oh, can you repeat what the question was? Sorry.
So you said in your script, you were inviting them to a call on Saturday where there's a panel of nutritionists. Now, does that exist? Are you going to create that?
Yeah, I was going to tell you guys that the events that we normally have throughout the week, you can replace it with whatever's coming up. So and that was my question too. So we have all these meetings in the morning. Are these open to people, or is this just our training meetings? Or
these are training calls. Monday through Friday is training calls. Occasionally you might have someone, like, let's say you and Aaliyah have been in contact and she's interested, you could welcome her to come to a call before she signs up, just so that she can get a feel if she's exploring and interested, you know what I mean? Or she sees like, yeah, I'm ready to sign up, then like get her on, you can start inviting her to the calls before she even signs up. That's possible too. So, however, we can create business opportunity calls, which we don't have anything scheduled this week, but we could create a business opportunity call, for example, on Friday or Saturday or Sunday evening, where you're going to invite people to come to the business opportunity call and learn about this as a business, or this nutrition program as a complement to their business.
what if we also utilize, like Aaliyah's having her happy hour? Could we utilize those too? Or is that more like, okay,
yeah. So then people can learn about how this nutrition can help them. And so again, and then that happy hour, her launch Zoom is also there's also a script for that. We actually have a very specific way we do launches. And so there's a welcome, and then then we talk about how we're partnering with this company. So it's like, welcome, I'm partnering with this company because I really love this nutrition protocol. I feel like this can help my clients, and I feel like this can help my friends and family. And then we talk about, we have 3 people share stories. 3 people are going to share stories of like how they recovered from something, or like recover their energy, weight, or whatever, had weight loss, whatever the thing is. We're gonna have 3 stories. And then we talk about why they are having success with this company. We talk about the farming practices. We talk about the actual business. Like we talk about the company and the founders and where their heart's at and what they've done, because they're incredible activists, right? So then we edify the company. So first we share 3 stories, then we edify the company. And then because Aaliyah's a regenerative health practitioner, detox specialist, she might want to say some words in the beginning when she welcomes people. She might say, welcome to the call. I have, partnered with this company. I've been looking for some new, a nutrition protocol that I can use with my clients. I have found the best thing on earth. Like everything I hear, all the stories are coming out of people who've used this. I know other regenerative health practitioners who are using this particular protocol with their clients and have had amazing success. Here's what I know. Here's what's important to me about regenerative health. Here's what regenerative health is. She might say like, regenerative health is XYZ, detoxing the lymph, etc. So she might like say a little blurb about like what detoxing is, or she might say that afterwards, after those 3 people share her stories, then she may say, well, this is why this works, because regenerative health is blah, 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 blah. And then we go into the products. I share my screen. I go, here's how the protocol works. And then from there, we talk about the price. Price is always at the end. And then we can talk about the business opportunity. And like, if you would like to become an affiliate, a brand partner, here's the opportunity. Okay, so that's like the business, that's the model if we're going to talk about health and the business together. If we wanted to start with the business, we can also talk about this as a business opportunity. I invited you all here because I thought that you would be like me. I'm a regenerative health practitioner. I decided to partner with this company, and I'm looking to expand my team. I don't have anyone in some of your areas. I thought that you might be interested. And also bringing this nutritional protocol into your practice. And so that's why I invited you to the Zoom. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have a few people share their success stories so you can just see how powerful this nutrition protocol is for people. And then they share their stories. Okay. Sound good? All right. Thank you. Now, Glenneth has his hand up. Glenneth.
Yeah, I've been a job developer looking for work for disabled clients, and I know one dilemma I always ran into is talking to the right person, right? The person that actually does the hiring. A lot of times, if you're calling offices like of a chiropractor or something else, you're going to get a secretary or somebody that isn't the key person. Do you do it with them, or any thoughts on that?
I would say, can I talk to the manager? Can I talk to is there a way I can schedule an appointment with the chiropractor? Just have a quick call with him or her.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yes, Tyne she's done this before. So let's see what Tyne says.
So I actually worked for the medical industry selling medical products. There's gateway people, but these people, they do make time to hear out new types of products and things like that. They actually have let me look it up for you and I'll give it back to you because it's been a while since I did that. But they basically will make a little bit of time to listen to things like that. Just say you have a new like product out or something like that, and will they have some time to just listen? And the thing is, act very casual, like you've done this before, because they do have times that they set aside for new products lines and things like that. Or so as long as you can kind of make it seem like it'd be something that would be helpful to them, they will make time for you to do that. Just so you know. Let me look at. I forgot what kind of meetings they were. Like literally, nurses and staff would literally have these meetings that people would bring them sandwiches where you could actually go in there and pitch whatever it is you want. Usually it's medical related, but this is health related too. I would think that would even still be something they would do, where they would basically give that person an hour to, pitch something to them. And they do have something like that. I have to remember what the term was. I'm so sorry. I forgot. It's been like 10 years.
You can come back to us with that. That's okay. You can even ask on the call, like who makes the decisions for your office in terms of like buying products or buying nutrition, who makes those decisions? So, but again, like I would share your own personal story. If you have one, share your own personal story. If you have a story, share your story with how you follow this nutrition protocol, how you've adopted it. But if you're talking to clinics, I would say, other clinics have adopted this. Like Dr. Elson Haas's clinic in Marin, he uses this. He's got all our products on his shelves. So you can say, functional medicine doctors and naturopaths and just to give them an example, these are people who who are using our products and sharing and having including our products in their practices, in their health practices. Is that helpful? Glenn, if your hand's still up. Okay. So how does that sound, everybody? How are you guys feeling about this? I'd love to hear from the field. Why don't you guys all, hop off mute and just share your thoughts about this, how you personally might want to adopt, what you might want to adopt from this, how this feels. Come off mute. Awesome.
Hey, Rachel.
Like that. Hey, Adina. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, guess what? I have a business card here. My first he's a chiropractor, acupuncture, and herbalist.
Perfect.
And I was in the office last week with Leora.
Oh.
And she was going, yeah.
Nice.
And I spent about 15, 20 minutes talking to him about a kit that he had in the office for stool sample and like measuring what anyway. So he had all these like herbal products on the wall, like flower tea, plum flower tea. Anyway, that was one that he had a lot of flower. So I can set up he would know me if I called him, and I spoke to the decision maker, of the office. He was like this nerdy guy. He was like, but I can set up a meeting, with him. And I think he's a good type of contact for this. So thank you for this inspiration this morning. Cause I wanted,
Way to go. I know this is totally up your alley, Adina, right? This is totally how you work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like a major networker. So
He leads prospects and scripts, so let's do
Yeah.
it. That I feel empowered.
Yeah, so again, like sharing stories, like, sometimes people are in pain and chiropractic is great. And what if you have people who are like struggling with like major issues with their diet and inflammation from what they're eating? Like, how would you address that? Okay, well, I have something that has helped people. Let me give you some examples. I can even send you a video. You can send them the video on fibromyalgia.
Yeah, I think I just need like what you just said. I'd like to have someone. So let's say we set up a meeting. I think it would be good to have someone, like expert
I
join.
would totally be happy to be on that call for sure.
Okay, cool.
For all
Yeah,
these
because
brand partner calls, you guys can all utilize me. Feel free to get me on any calls with any of your people this week. Like, I will clear my schedule for you guys.
okay, awesome. Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah, you're welcome. Whoop, whoop. Good job. Exciting, exciting. Thank you. And Tyne put the link to the Samsung share cloud, whatever. She put the link up there, and then it says quick share, and you can actually go ahead and look at the Word document in there. You can download it. It's not, I guess you have to download it in order to look at it. So,
It might be, because it might not be editable, so you might have to copy paste it. I'm able to copy and paste it. I tried to do that at least. It needs
cool.
editing.
I'm actually going to copy and paste this into the chat.
It needs a lot of editing. There might be some grammatical errors, but it's just the gist of it.
It's fine. I'm going to go ahead and I just copied it. And so now I'm going to paste it into the chat. So yeah, again, stories, what stories do you guys know of people who have brought this into their practice? I have, so Carrie Drinkwine, just so you guys know, Carrie Drinkwine is almost a 2-star crown with Purium. And so she actually, so she's one of the top earners of the company. She's a regenerative health practitioner. She sees 100 people a month in her clinic, and she gets all of them enrolled in Purium. Every single client, she's like, start with this. She always starts them on Purium. And then after Purium, if they're still sick, then she puts them on the Dr. Morse protocol. So she starts with this. So, I mean, maybe she might add the Dr. Morse protocol in the beginning as well. She might use the fruits, and who knows? She has various ways that she uses this. But I mean, she is like one of the highest K clubs. She hits like, I think she's hit like 40K club, which means she's sold $40,000 worth of product in a month through her clinic. Okay, so you can use that story. She is earning around $15,000 a month with just, minimum with the Purium, but she's on the higher end because she's got 40K. So when you hit the K clubs, let's see, 40 times 250. And so then she's, 40 times 250 is 10,000. So then she's making $10,000 a month just in those bonus sales. Okay. So like she's basically making probably around $25,000 a month as a regenerative health practitioner. So you have these stories. What's Carrie's rank? She's a crown. She's a 1-star crown. She's like she keeps almost hitting 2 stars. She's very, very, very close. She'll be there soon. Unless I missed something and she got there. I don't know. So I did put the script into the chat. You guys can copy that. I'll also put it into the Boards app under Inspire Scripts. Okay, I'm going to put it in the Boards app, and I'll call it Tyne's a brand partner script. That's what I'm going to call it. Okay. So you have Carrie Drinkwine story. She's earning $25,000 a month sharing this in her clinic. This is a great way to make residual income. In fact, she's actually stopped practicing because she's like just doing, she's just living off this residual income. And now she's created a school, the Institute of Regenerative Health. And so she, she now is teaching regenerative health, and she's teaching clinical iridology, and she's signing up those people who joined that into Purium. So she's actually enrolling every one of her students into Purium as well. So that's how powerful this is. She's seen this. The reason that, and here's part of the story for your story, is one of the reasons she has done that, included this in her practice, is because she saw that people were getting well a lot faster than just following the methods that she was using before. The people got to get well faster. That's because it's easier to follow. People have a hard time changing their food habits, but when you just say, here's what you eat, here's your nutrition, just like put this in your mouth for the next 3 months, a lot more happens because it's hard to get people to like figure out what to cook. How do I prepare food? And then juicing takes a lot of work, like just eating fruits and juice and trying to do that all day takes an enormous amount of work, right? And so like to be able to do this easily, this is so much easier for people who are struggling, who are like tired and they just don't have the bandwidth and they don't have the energy or the finances even because it's expensive to juice. They don't have the energy or the finances to do all that stuff, right? And to follow the Morse, Morse herbal protocol is about $600-700 just to get that protocol. And so, so for less than that, you can just do Purium and like get started at least in the right direction and then actually get far enough so that you have enough hope and enough inspiration to like continue. Because you're like, I've made results very quickly. So then they're on the track. So now they're motivated to keep going. How does that sound to you, Aaliyah, as a regenerative health practitioner? Thumbs up. Okay, cool. Yeah. So what other stories do we have? Dr. Dana. So she was a 2-star crown. She used to be with this company. She created protocols for this company and then she retired. And so she was a Lyme doctor. She is a Lyme doctor. I think she's still a Lyme doctor, but her father was a Lyme doctor. Her father died and then she left the company shortly after that. But she created protocols for us for Lyme. And so that's another example of a doctor who brought this in, had all of her entire clinic also on these products. Okay. So there's Dr. Dana's story, a Lyme doctor's story. So we've got Carrie Drinkwine's regenerative health. I mean, she helps people with cancer. She helps people with, every disease under the sun. Who else do we have that I can think of? We also have, totally spacing on her name. She's a red diamond. Well, you have me, I'm a regenerative health practitioner, obviously. I actually left my practice as an Ayurvedic practitioner and basically I'm just doing this full time, right? And I'm a 2-star crown. And then you've got, I cannot, who's on the Million Mom Movement, who's that? I'm totally spacing out her name. She is a doctor. Let me just ask Stephanie really quick. Okay, so I'm going to get that name from Stephanie because that's yet another story. She was red diamond last I checked. Who knows? She could be crowned by now. I'm not sure. So anyway, just showing you examples of like how practitioners are using this, and you can approach practitioners with this. Who else can I think of? So those are like the main ones that are like showing up for me. And that's good enough. That's 3 stories right there. You don't need more than 3 stories. Oh, I know. So there's also Hasna who hit green diamonds, and she was a green diamond with me, and she still uses these products in her Chinese. She's a Chinese herbalist. She's a Chinese medical doctor and herbalist, and so she actually uses these protocols with her patients. And then there's Deborah, who is a acupuncturist, and she's been using these products with her patients. There's more, I just can't think of them all, but these are like people who are on my team. There's also many, many other people out in the field. There's Dr. Rodriguez, his daughter is, I think Alicia, I'm totally spacing. I met her at a convention, but anyway, he is a heart surgeon who started using these to help his patients chelate from calcium, which creates deposits and, gunks up the heart and can cause heart disease. So he has helped his patients with these products as well. So we've got like a ton of stories. Here's a great story. I love to tell. And you guys just memorize all these stories, okay? And then here's just say these are like our team stories. The medical, sorry, here's a good story. Okay, fasten your seatbelts. Okay. Now, in Oahu, there is the largest hospital on all of Hawaii is on Oahu. I can't remember if it's Sutter or if it's called Sutter or Queens, but someone look it up. Sutter, what's the name of the largest hospital in Oahu? The largest a hospital in Oahu had a really big diabetes clinic. Now in Hawaii, there is an epidemic of obesity. There was an epidemic of obesity and diabetes, okay? And this clinic was literally like busting at the seams with patients struggling with diabetes and obesity. What happened was, all of a sudden, this clinic, these people started to get well and they started shrinking, right? All these people, all of a sudden the clinic was shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. There was like hardly anybody coming to them anymore. They almost shut down the diabetes clinic. They almost shut it down. And they were like, what's happening? Why is everyone getting well? Like, where are all of our patients going? And so they did some research and they found out it was Purium. That all these Hawaiians were getting onto Purium, losing weight, becoming free of diabetes. They were following these new healthy lifestyles and they were no longer having problems. And this was literally where Purium had its start. Purium exploded in Hawaii. In fact, I learned about it because I used to live on Kauai. And then one of my best friends who I lived with, Sarah Rhinelander, who's my upline, she introduced it to me and she learned about it on Kauai. So the Kauai, it went from Hawaii to California. I brought it to California. I'm one of the people who brought it to California, but I'm definitely a big player in California. So you guys bring it to wherever you are, okay? You guys be the big player wherever the heck you are. And so this clinic shrank and they're like, okay, so it's Purium. Now the story doesn't end there. They contacted Dave Sandoval and said, this has saved us millions of dollars. Like not having people in our diabetes clinic, because that's an expensive clinic to operate. This has saved us millions of dollars. We want to offer you $2 million to research your products. So they offered us money for research because of the impact it was having on their patient population, the positive impact that we were having on their patients. So this is a story I want you guys to memorize and tell. So you can listen to this replay again. Make sure to listen to the replay, rewind, get these stories in your back pocket, okay? I've seen several people who had Lyme disease, going back to Dr. Dana. I've seen several people who had had Lyme disease who were able to recover from their pain, as this helps them, as this nutrition supported their bodies to reduce in pain and inflammation. Now we have to be very, very careful about our wording when we're going out talking to everybody, because they will think that you are. I had a chiropractor who accused me, friendly, he's like my neighbor, but in a sweet way, he's like, it sounds like you're practicing medicine without a license. And I was like, whatever you want to call it, but you have to be very, very careful that we're talking about nutrition that supports the body to help eliminate metals, eliminate toxins. It's helping people to eliminate. Okay, we have nutrition that's supporting people to eliminate toxins, metals, and helping to, then we do actually have studies. We do actually have clinical studies, right? The white papers we have on the biomedic, which actually clinically is proven. We can say something we have a product that has been clinically proven to reduce glyphosate by 74.5% and CRP, C-reactive protein, the bioinflammatory marker, by 74.5%. There are clinical studies also on the super aminos. You can actually Google Maps and you can do studies look for clinical studies on Maps. There's 36 double-blind studies on the super aminos. So if you're talking to clinicians, if you're talking to anybody who wants hard science, we got it. Okay, it exists. So we have the white papers on all those things. What else we got? There's also a study, I would have to dig deep to find it. There's also a study on the not the renal hair and skin nails. What is it called? Starts with an R. I'm totally forgetting the name of this product, but it's one of our products that actually cleans the brain. It helps clean the brain. Ironically, I can't remember it. It cleans the brain transmitter receptor sites of the brain. And this has been proven to help with dementia and Alzheimer's. What's that product called, you guys? Help me.
Revive It All.
Thank you. I'm having like a dementia moment right here. Like, thanks, Gleneth. Okay, so Revive It All is, there's also studies on Revive It All that has been written up. I think that was written up. There's like an article in Reader's Digest. You can do a search for like Reader's Digest, I think, and Revive It All, but is a study on that you can also look up. And also cherry juice has been clinically proven to actually increase. Tart cherry has been clinically proven to double dream time. Our tart cherry juice, the apothecary juice, okay, that doubles the dream time. Rather than having 3 hours of dream sleep, now people have 6 hours of dream sleep with that particular drink. Okay, so we have studies to back us. If any doctors or any clinics or any practitioners want hard science, we've got it. Okay, just ask me. It's on the app. You can do a search on the Purium business app. If you haven't downloaded this app yet, definitely download this app right here. It's the Purium business app, and there's like, you can do a search for biomedic on there, and you can actually like see the there's like, you can actually find the studies. Okay, you can actually find do a search for biomedic, and then it'll show you the press release. You can also do a search and find but if you do open this app, once you open it, make sure you refresh the page so it has all the current updated information on there. So you pull down, and then now it's going to reload, and it's going to have all the newest things on there that you need. And I have my favorites. So all my favorite articles and things are here. If you cannot find the biomedic study, I have it. I can find it and I can send it to you from the app, but definitely download this app and you can actually send things from here. And then if somebody opens the study, your phone will tell you so-and-so is looking at that study right now. This doctor, this client, this whoever, that their name, it will show up and it'll say they're reading the study right now. It'll tell you. So that's why I love the Purium business app, because this literally, when you send things to people, it tells you when they open it. And I love having that feedback. Not if you copy the link, only if you SMS it. If you text it to an actual name, then and it says that name in your phone, then you will be notified as soon as they opened it. Okay, how useful was this session, you guys? We doing good? Yay, I'm seeing thumbs up. Awesome. Smiles. Okay, cool. A thumbs up from it. I saw Aaliyah, I saw Tyne, and I saw Dina give me a thumbs up, and Gleneth gave me hands. All right, awesome. Would anyone like to share or ask a question?
I can't wait to try the product after hearing all this.
Yay. I sold it. I sold it to a health practitioner. I sold it to Aaliyah. Yay. Tyne actually sold it to Aaliyah, but I'm like reselling it to you by just giving you the information, right? Because this, stories sell, facts tell, but stories sell. All right. And also there's facts there. Obviously I told some facts. So let's go ahead and get to work. If you have any questions about how to do this, make your list of 50 right now. If you haven't done that yet, make your list of 50 people you're going to reach out to. Okay. Make your list of 50, and then we're going to start reaching out to them. And you've got the script. The script is there. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and then I'm going to put the script into the Boards app. If anyone would like to comment, feel free.
I have a question. It's kind of more product oriented. I don't know how much you even know about this, but one of our more interesting products that doesn't get a lot of notice is the Regain, the Bio Regain. Regen. Yeah, Bio Regen. And the reason I'm asking is I have a downline that's purchased that. I don't know that she's using the core 4 or the cleanse part, which I think is real important from my understanding, right? You can't just use one product without the fully, getting the gut absorbing and stuff. So does that make sense, what I'm saying?
So do you have a question, or what's the actual question? Well,
any feedback on that product in terms of clinical stuff, but
I don't have any clinical stuff on it, but if you go to the back office and you go to iLearn, you can find Purium A through Z, and that tells you about every single product in alphabetical order, and there's 70 products. So that's something that everyone should watch. It's like 2 hours long. There's like an hour long and then another hour long. There's like two, it happened over 2 sessions. It was recorded by Dave, and it's him being completely.
But more specifically, to fully utilize any of these auxiliary products, you really need to be cleansed and nourished, right?
Sorry, I just got some really shocking news right now.
No.
I have to make a phone call in just a second here, but I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording for the people. Sorry, one second.